Where's the question?
All right, good afternoon. It is the last day of May. No more May. Goodbye, May. May 31st, 2017, day number 19, Marathon Volume 2, motivational journal post today. Topic, be fearless. 2 Timothy 1 and 7 Bible verse reads, "For God did not give us the spirit of timidity or cowardice or fear, but he has given us a spirit of power and love and sound judgment and personal discipline, abilities that result in a calm, well-balanced mind and self-control." And the motivational video, we'll play it at the end. Today's motivational manifesto excerpt reads, "These are the enduring images of our history, colored by blood, tears, toil, and sweat of those who sought and fought for some form of liberation. Over and over, we see millions march, millions fight, millions die, millions thrive, all in the cause of freedom. The ultimate narrative of the human species is its quest for more freedom and the related struggles to ascend to higher standards of living and relating. In such divine desires to overcome tyranny, oppression, and the limits of our own darkness and small-mindedness, we find recurrent hope for humanity. For those who found hope and lived a free, happy life despite history's brutalities and darkness were not simply people of fortune or luck or fame, but rather of conscience and courage. They knew the demands of their time, that their destiny was unfolding with the man or woman to their left or to their right, and that they would need to remain motivated in overcoming both their internal demons and social tyrants of the world. Theirs was a long march of efforts and endurance and enlightenment. They declared without apologies their independence, their rights and directions. Their only guide was an internal one, a manifesto in their minds that called for the courage to be themselves and the discipline to direct their energies towards higher purposes. Because of their example, we have many social freedoms to be thankful for. Worldwide, political freedom continues to grow or be desired. Financial freedoms are beginning to extend to more corners of the globe. Thank the world for the internet and our ability to day trade and be involved in the capitalization of gaining money. And individuality and uniqueness is winning in commerce. All the freedoms we take for granted in the more liberated and abundant cultures, convenience on every corner, safety from physical threats, wide access to education and health care, arrived on the backs of men and women dedicated to some form of freedom. For this, we owe previous generations and in respect future generations, no less than to seek and find our own modern personal freedom. For this, we must awake each day in utter clarity that these are deeply momentous hours in our lives when we will either shrink from similar greatness, preferring the approval of small minds, or stand on the shoulders of the noble and free people who refuse to settle. So let us each in our own way, in our own voice, echo their courage, proclaim freedom as our fight, our cause, the very challenge we awaken to experience and achieve. Let's get into the plays. All right, on deck. Here we go. Be fearless. Okay, so we are right here. It's how we feel when the market is closed. I like Mary J. Blige. Jamming. How we feel when the market is open. This is how we Dougie. All right, so here's today's plays. ETRM, let's start and jump out the gym on them on this one. The field made me exit, so much more bank down though, but we take profits. 575 on the entry pre-market, 545 at the very open. I actually had multiple plays open at the open from pre-market at the open, so today's closeouts were very busy at the open. Nice to see that it gapped up, closed this gap. Look what it likes to do, gap up, close some gap, gap up, next day, close a gap, gap up, close a gap, gap up, close a gap. We like ETRM. We've been liking ETRM since January. All right, ERIC. Take the loss. Poor range, get out and move on to the next ticker. Hint, hint, another ADR. Now, y'all remember my ADR on CMCM? I don't like ADRs. I try to stay away from them moving forward. $29 loss. Born, B-O-R-N. Just call me Jason Bourne of trading. The Profit Identify, starring the Wolf Pack. Short pre-market, 168 area, 170s and 167s, 168 feels. 12 minutes into the market, we're in the 140s. It actually faded a little bit further, but we bust them. And we got down there as a fib or a support line that's there drawn on the yearly chart. So the exit was pretty sharp. Let's see what else we have here. CBio. All right, way to take profit as this thing shot up. I guess it gave another short mid-morning, but I'm busy elsewhere. And what a nice bounce off the $4.45, basically $4.50 mark for the longs. I think they could have ran them for 10% too. So everybody wins. Everybody gets in. Everybody wins. MEIP, got him. What a nice fade action play. There is a 2.2 fib that we respect and get tight on. No need in fighting about a few percentage points. Please make check out too. We Wolves eat. Please and thanks you. Pre-market on the entry. And 6 minutes into the market, we are out. You can see that down on the 5-minute charts. And it faded out. Wow, I guess we got down to 215. Full gap closure. So us being out 228, maybe a little bit early, but I wouldn't change it. Tight stop as we break through 230. I'm up 20 cents. There's nothing else to talk about. Nice fade, though, a little bit later. A little more patience, maybe we're okay. I think that also happens on this next play. JILL. 12.9 on the entry. It went to 12.7s. And we were trying to push them down to halfway close this gap, 11.2, 13, $1.80, 90 cents plus 11.2. 12.10 area or somewhere there close. As it's breaking down, we got tight at 12.7 again right at the open, and then we got slipped and closed out before it went down to the 12.4s. Well, if it broke the 12.50, I would have put a stop at 12.5, gained 40 cents on it, 3%. That'd have been decent. Missed bank a little too tight on the open, but it's nice to see the theory was spot on for approximately 4%. EXAS, kinda a scratch, didn't like the action and glad I covered. So this one gapped up, did not want to break down. So we get tight, 35.70 on the entry, 35.56 on the stop. We were in the 35.40s, wild spreads at the time, right? 35.40s, we're through 35.50. 35.55 was my stop because if you're through the $half mark and you're going to break down, you should not come back over. And as it did come back over, it actually ran up to nearly 36.5. So, maybe they press against us almost $1. Although it came back to what would have got you break even later, why deal with the stress? Close them out. A few candles later, it jumps up. So, good feel on that one. WTW. Hey there, Aunt Oprah. Shout out to Vic. Got him. She is so amazing to us. Nice short, nice dip buy opportunity later. Amazing. Look at this daily chart from 16 now to 26. And we had a gap down, we had a gap up, we had a gap down. It's all over the place. Oprah is so cool. Gap closed, nice short, pushed them through the solid dollar mark, 26. We get tight as it starts reaching the 25.6. 25.65 stop, 25.68 on the exit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 closed plays. CAMT, holding overnight. ETSY, holding overnight. Not all that excited about it, but it's all good. All right, here's the motivational video. Be fearless. Watch this video. Get up in the morning. Get your watch list ready. And let's be fearless on our setups as we start the new month off. June 1st on tomorrow.
Don't click away just yet because I've got some information that I'd love to share with you.
There are two types of people in this world when it comes to attitude and thought process. Now, the first set of people, these are the ones who wait for opportunities to come to them so that they can quote unquote take them. And they wait endlessly for some mirage or oasis to magically appear. Yet it never comes to fruition. And they end up in some job that they had no intention of being in, doing some minuscule task that they had no desire of doing. All because they weren't willing to risk it. And the second set of people, these are the ones who find a way to create opportunities for themselves. These are the ones who make their own luck, so to speak.
And they opened the first
These people
Walton 5
are your Fortune 500 CEO types. These are the ones who live life on their terms.
its volume and promising future.
These are the ones that live the life that they wanted to, that they intended, that they envisioned. And the difference between the two sets of people comes down to this concept of fear. You know, the only fear that you should have in this life is fear in itself. Because those who aren't afraid to go after what they want in life are the ones who turn out to be successful. And every successful person has conditioned their mind to think that they are going to achieve anything that they do. And success is often a result of not being afraid to accomplish anything that you want to. Because anything is possible. And a lot of people just disregard it, and they say to themselves that successful people are there because they were lucky or they were a product of good circumstance. But you are your own driving engine, and you are your own brake. Meaning that you are the only one who can determine your own fate. You know, we can look at a laundry list of billionaires who started with absolutely nothing and ultimately got to where they wanted to be. Sam Walton, Ralph Lauren, Harold Hamm, David Murdoch, Howard Schultz, Oprah Winfrey, Larry Ellison, John Paul DeJoria. All these people started with nothing and built their empires through a gradual process by putting in the hours of time every single day to get there. You know, John Paul started Paul Mitchell Hair Products with $700 in his pocket. All he had was $700 plus this ridiculous, obsessive, sickening work ethic to turn his $700 into something more. He was willing to put it all on the line to do venture after venture in what he believed to turn it into something powerful. And eventually it led to being a billionaire. And still, he hasn't stopped even once he got there. Because it's just about never being satisfied with your past performances and not being afraid to just go out there and do the damn thing. No one got to where they were without brick walls or stumbles along the way. Because no matter how good your idea is or how much work you're willing to put into it, there are always going to be those dream killers. There's always going to be those people who say that it can't be done. But the only one who can prove them right or wrong is you. The only one holding you back is yourself. And any brick walls that come your way, you just have to ask yourself, are you willing to get past the wall, or are you going to let it stop you? Because these brick walls, they exist for one reason, and one reason only: to signify how bad you want something. No business or endeavor was magically produced overnight. It is the result of getting past brick wall after brick wall. It all comes down to how you're willing to see your idea and your endeavor through to the end. You know, you can always point the finger at somebody else or something and say that that was the reason why you didn't get to where you wanted to be. You know, people make excuses about the economy and say that that's why they're not successful. Yet, in the 1980s, inflation and unemployment were worse than it is today. You know, you can always point the finger at someone else and say that's the reason. But in reality, it's all up to you. You have a choice every single day with what you're going to do with your life, or who you're going to spend it with, or where you're going to spend your money. But if you just go out and do what you're passionate about and what you believe in, you're going to be amazed at how far it's going to take you.
I have a dream.
You just need to believe enough in what you will do. You've got to believe that your cause is worth making as many sacrifices as it may possibly take to get there. The successful people in this world, you know, those future business leaders of tomorrow, those future professional athletes, musicians, and actors, and community leaders, the future president of the United States, they are not afraid to create their own opportunities. They know where they are going in this world. They know where they are going to end up. Do you?
All right, be fearless.
Was